Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Raine Plays. Today we're at Dusty Turf. We're still in Parched Prospect, and as you could tell, there's nothing there. I created a family. His name is Victor Lockwood. His wife's name is Beverly, and their son's name is Roland. They're all family oriented. I do that every single video lately. I mess up a word or two. Anyway, I said in the last video that I was gonna do something special this time, and what I did was created one of the houses in my neighborhood. But I first of all, I'm horrible at math, and I'm even worse at what is it called? Spatial recognition? Detecting. I can't get it to scale. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I know what the interior of the houses look like, obviously. I lived here my whole life. This isn't a house I live in. There are 2 or 3 different variations in the neighborhood, and this is my favorite. I think the lot, first of all, is too small because I'm going with the whole picture in my head. And everybody has a spacious yard. There's enough room for a driveway on one side, and there's at least, I would say, between 5 and 10 feet of space on the other side of, between each house. So when I'm looking at this and trying to do it to scale, it just doesn't work in my head. I cannot compute it. But it came out all right. Like the back door there where the half bath and the stairs are, those are sunk down. And you can't do that with The Sims 4. The whole thing would come out if you tried to bump it down. I had the same problem in the front yard. Doing the porch, the houses aren't necessary. Well, yeah, I guess they are a little raised because you can see the basement windows. You can't do that here either. You can't put basement windows in. But everybody's porch has at least 2 steps on it, and they're concrete steps. And then there's like a little winding sidewalk to the driveway. And then you take the driveway down to the boulevard and the street sidewalk. And like I said, trying to do this to scale, it was confusing for me. And there should be 3 bedrooms there and a full bath on that one side, and I just couldn't. I kept looking at it going, where's the 3rd bedroom gonna go? So I don't know. The windows were another thing. All of the houses have the windows in the same places, but obviously everybody has different doors and windows on their house. And I just could not find a window. Nobody has casement windows, the kind that crank out and then crank back in. Nobody has those. Nobody has Florida doors. Nobody has Florida windows. Although there was a house on the corner. It was a cute little thing. That's the 3rd model. It had a Florida screen door, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's still there. But I love that thing. It had the louvers straight down, and then you could crank it and all of the louvers would open in the summertime and there would be a screen there. I thought that door was cool. But these were 60s models, really early 60s. And I think I always confuse decades. When I say something, I'm always off by 10. I'll say this is 70s and I mean 80s or 60s. I always do that. But I think the original homes here in the lower area of Oasis Springs are 50s models. And then you move up to the 60s and then the 80s McMansion. But again, I could be wrong. I never get it right. I know what I'm thinking, but it never. Very typical of me. But this particular home had a fireplace in the basement and on the first floor. The roof here was another one. Oh my goodness. I know what it looks like. It's right across the street. I look at it every single day. But it's got a ridge. See, this one had a ridge going that way, but then when you turned it, it turned into a point. And I don't know what happened. There is no point on these roofs. These roofs are flat on the top. Well, they meet in the middle, but it's flat. And then in front of it is this diamond triangular. Some have it straight across the whole roof. Others have it just on a part of the front. I went with the whole, because you'll notice I think I was mentioning earlier about the front here. This garden thing. Again, it was another adorable aspect that most people, when the older people who used to live here, died or went to Florida to live after retirement, and the younger generations moved in, they all got rid of that adorable brick flower box at the entrance. I never understood why. I think it's cute. I wish our house had one of those things. And these guys are just tearing them down and building these massive porches. I don't get it. But that's opinion, I guess. All I know is I thought it was cute, so I put it on here. I couldn't get the wall height right. But again, the porches here are so low that nobody has railings on their porch. Oh, and it does snow. See? It does snow in Oasis Springs. But not the kind of snow like... I suppose if you had Dr. June's weather thing, you could make a blizzard in the desert. But this immediately turned into an electrical storm. So, and the snow never sticks. But yeah, see, this is not what the front of these houses look like, because I couldn't get the roof to behave. Ugh, couldn't get a lot of things to behave. But anyway, that flower thing at the front, it's not raised. I just couldn't get it to meet up with the porch. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Although most people now do have raised beds. This is a closet. I'm sorry it's so dark. But there's a closet off the front door the minute you walk in. And then those beautiful things there, that's another thing that everybody's tearing down. That was the best I could come up with, was that barrier thing from Cass. But usually it's 3 wooden poles with frosted glass in them, or some similar, almost similar design like that in wood. And everybody got rid of those too. So I put back all of the aspects that I liked about these homes. And I guess the last thing why I enjoy putting so many windows in my EA builds is because, as you can plainly tell, there aren't that many windows on these houses. I mean, my bedroom has 1 window. Yeah, all of the bedrooms only have 1 window. So... But like I said, this is not a home that I live in. It's just a home in the neighborhood. And I always liked them. I thought they were so cool. I remember when I was little, I'd go, how come you didn't get the house across the street? Why did you buy this one instead? Because we live in a rectangular ranch. So I've never been a fan of the ranch. But this is considered a ranch as well. See, this part here would be 2 steps down. Then you'd go into the half bath or outside or down the stairs, and I couldn't do that here. And I tried to stick to, everybody had blonde wood cupboards in their kitchen, and again, eventually they were all replaced out. Ours were even replaced out. I think we have cherry wood in there now. I don't remember, and I live here. But whatever. This was fun. It was a fun... I think they like it here. As I said, they're family oriented. But the little boy, I don't know what I did to his room, but my goodness, he will not stop being playful. He goes to bed, wakes up 2 hours later, super playful, giddy. I have to force him to go back to bed. He's doing that nightmare thing again. Ugh, it's annoying. But he's adorable. They're so cute. I want to play them, but they're pains. I don't know. I don't think I did anything different to his room. I even gave him a big kid bed. And he's still overly giddy and having nightmares. Overly giddy and having nightmares. So yeah, this should have been a full bath. Because all of these homes have 1.5 baths. Unless someone put a bathroom in the basement, which a lot of people did. I mean, we have a bedroom in the basement. I didn't do that in this build, but I mean, everybody knows you can add on and do whatever you want. So I kind of went overboard with some places and minimal in others. Now, coming up on the master bedroom, I got this right. This hallway is perfect. This is exactly what they look like. And the patio off the back here. See, this would be called a den. Then there would be 2 more bedrooms and the full bath, and they all fit on this side of the house. And I don't know how. There's barely any space left for their yard, so I had to cut it down. But this den in the back here usually has the open doorway into the kitchen. And then you go out onto the patio and enjoy your tea and watch the sunrise. So I don't know. Well, I do know. It's probably the lot is just way too small for this. Now again, this is another aspect of these homes that a lot of people tore down, or they turned it into a 4 seasons, 2 season, or just a Florida room and completely walled it off, turned it into a Florida room. We just still have a patio. So there's no walls, there's no windows, it's just screening all the way around. But I gave it to her so she'd have a place to work. And then I gave him his little man cave in the basement. The hardwood floors are pretty standard. That's about the color, and that's what they look like. They're those 3 different colors slapped down at odd angles, intervals. So it's kind of pretty much true to form. This is their yard. Hope everybody had a happy new year. Has a happy new year. Had a happy New Year's Eve. I don't drink, so I guess people would think I'm boring. I mean, I will have a glass of champagne on New Year's Eve, and I love drinking beer when I'm summertime at night. But I don't drink. I just have like a bottle of Michelob Light that gets skunked after about a half hour because I sip it. But I still like it. I'm just not a drinker. I never was. There are so many people in this. And again, I'm probably not used to it because when you go to Newcrest, there's hardly anybody around because you have to build that world yourself. But my goodness, they just won't stop walking around. There was a thunderstorm while I was working on this house. And it was a really wicked one, and it lasted forever. And still, everybody's walking around with an umbrella, walking by. It was kooky. I don't remember that many people even in Willow Creek. And my glowing basketball. You like my glowing basketball? I don't know what happened. Apparently it's not supposed to be there. But it glows, so I left it. Yeah, that roof did not turn out the way I don't know. I just don't know. I couldn't figure it out. So these are going to be going downstairs because you know I can't take the camera down there, so I just took pictures. I didn't do too much with it. I just, since they're family oriented, I tried to stuff as much family thing down there as I could. They're both, the mom and dad are musicians. He's the technical one, the writer and the player, and she sings. And boy, can she belt out. I gave her a high score on the singing aspiration, and man, can she sing. But again, this is all new to me because I've never had city living. And then these are the exteriors. That roof looks so stupid. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. Oh well. Hey. Thank you so much for watching, though. I really appreciate that you came out. Happy New Year to you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.